Man, this next comic is another one of my favorites. I mean, you know, we have a theme at this show. People we think are funny. This next guy's fucking great. You're gonna love him. Put your hands together, please, for Andrew Caudill.
Hey, give it up for Dave and Matt, everybody. Hosting a hell of a show. Dave's gonna sit there the whole time, I guess. Please don't. No, just sit there. Okay, we're gonna have a back and forth. I'm gonna ask you to leave. After the show, of course. Okay, no one's on board. Hey guys. There's a mailing list down there. Get your info in right now. During my set, okay. Hey guys. Let's start over. Trying to eat healthier in 2018. Who else is trying to be healthier this year? I'm at a stage in my diet where every food I'm eating has the word hint in the description of it. It's all like hint of chocolate, hint of salt. I don't know if my diet's getting healthier, but it's definitely getting more mysterious. So that's... My favorite flavor is hint. It's my... Can't get enough of hints. I'm trying to set more realistic weight loss goals for myself. My main goal right now is to lose enough weight that cashiers stop calling me boss. That's my biggest one. Food's coming right out, boss. I know it is. Okay, it always comes. That's why I look like this. And then I just melt into the floor of the Denny's. That's what I do. Denny's is a popular chain. I thought Dave was still there. God damn it. Okay. So it's going to be a back and forth, and we were going to look at each other for comedic effect. It's 2018. This is my most political joke, so hold on. It's 2018. I think it's about time we make a pizza box that can fit in a trash can. I think we're ready as a society. I think we can do it. We got a man to the moon, I think, and probably some women. Did we ever get women to the moon? Who cares? Well, we should care. We should care. We should care. Let's put some WNBA players up there. Look, everything I've said in that joke was more offensive than the last thing, but... could you imagine if you saw a member of the LA Sparks planting the US flag on the moon? That'd be fun. Okay. Yeah. Pizza boxes, that's what I was talking about. I don't understand, like, I eat pizza like any regular adult 6 to 10 times a week, and I spend most of my free time unsuccessfully stuffing pizza boxes into trash cans. I'm losing friendships to this. I don't know. How do you get rid of them? You can't fold them. They're made out of the stiffest cardboard known to man. It's like 5% cardboard, 95% steel. I don't understand. I just end up elbowing it into the trash can like a sad wrestler. That's what I look like. So the gas pump the other day, we all know the pump. Okay. Just a little nickname I have for it. Is that the gas pump? Getting a receipt. It popped up with that dreaded message. It said receipt inside. I always hate that, receipt inside. No, receipt outside. I'm out here, okay? I don't want to have to go into any gas station. There's way too many Magnum condoms in there. Never understood the inventory of Magnum condoms at any given gas station. Do we need a whole rack of them? Really? A whole rack or a stack? It's interchangeable. Look, let's not get tied up in language. I love that they put the Magnums behind the register as if it's something you need to be reminded to buy. Like you'd go in there for like just a stick of gum and you'd get to the counter and you'd look up and you'd be like, oh yeah, I have a big dick. I almost forgot. I have a big dick and I'm sexually active. Almost slipped my mind. Somebody walked in right as I said that. I don't want to give any false impressions about the things that I said. They're both not true, but sexually inactive currently. I'm on the sexual disabled list, actually. Okay. Just a little sports joke for you guys. Hey, sports fans. I already said a WNBA thing, and that was very offensive, so I shouldn't reference it. Okay. Oh boy, there's a common complaint about my generation, millennials. I'm a millennial, by the way. I just want to identify. We all agreed that was evident, right? Let's just get a gauge on that. You guys thought I was a millennial? Okay. Some people think I'm 48 years old. And There's a common complaint about millennials that we were treated too softly as kids. We were treated like we were special, and people will like blame that on participation trophies. In Little League sports, they'll say like, oh, not everybody gets a trophy in the real world. I don't know about you guys. I played Little League sports. I got all those trophies, and I still knew that I sucked real bad. A trophy made of asbestos did not make me feel better, for sure. I love that we focus on the trophies. What's so much weirder about Little League sports is that there are all-star games. An all-star game in professional sports is for the fans to watch like a fantasy matchup of all the best players on one field, which means that in every Little League in America, there's just a group of middle-aged men that are like, if we could just get Tanner R on the same field as Chase F, can you imagine? And then they make a little lineup of stars. You're not an all-star if you need a ride home after the game. And that is my daily affirmation. Okay. I say that into the mirror every day. That's what an affirmation. I guess that wouldn't. Okay. I think you're looking at me and you're like, this guy's pretty racially ambiguous. I think that's what we're all thinking. No, I'm a white guy for sure. Wow. That sounded weirdly proud. I'm Caucasian. If you filled out a census form, I would check that box. It's not a matter of pride, it's a matter of fact. I'm going to have to send out a lot of apologies after this. No, but I don't know. I looked into my genealogy recently. I wanted to find something about my heritage. You guys ever look into your Ancestry.com, any of that stuff? What do you guys find? No, we can get into that later. Okay. I actually found a website. There's a real thing where you can find out if you have ancestors that fought in the Civil War and for which side. And as a white guy, I was like, what's the worst thing that can happen, The worst thing that can happen is you can find out literally all your dead relatives were on the wrong side of history. That's what you can find out. They all fought for the bad side, the South. Again, I want to clarify. I want to point out, though, before you guys get too upset with me and maybe tackle me after the show, they were not slave owners. They were far too poor for that. That was not in the budget. But to me, that's like more upsetting than if they had owned slaves. Like, they weren't invested in slavery. They just really believed in it, They were slavery nerds, basically. Okay. Oh, man. I went to the doctor recently. I go to the doctor once every 10 years or so. I think that's about right. When the guy comes to take the census, I'm like, I gotta set up a... That's 2 census jokes, Dave. They don't do the census anymore ever since the internet. So if you guys don't remember... No, they still... If there's one thing I want you guys to leave here with, it's census awareness. That's my goal. I went to the doctor, I got a physical. Every time I have a physical, I just wait for them to touch my balls, like for the hernia check. There's a test, not just for them to randomly. And once I get through that, it's fine. No hernia check this time. He didn't do it. No ball touching. I didn't need to say it again. I was a little offended. Like, how does he know I don't have a hernia? I could be riddled with hernias. He doesn't know. You realize it's never a good thing when you're riddled with something. It's always like bullets or syphilis. Why can't you be riddled with friendship? Okay, I gotta finish and get out of here. I saw a clown getting dropped off in my neighborhood recently. It's a real thing. After a clown gig or a clown set, I don't know what the nomenclature is. That's definitely not the right word. And she, that's right, I said she, okay? She went back to her car, and I noticed she drove for Uber as well. And I thought, what a beautiful snapshot of LA life, this clown who drives for Uber, And then I thought about it more. It makes sense to be a clown who drives for Uber, because obviously she likes having a lot of people in her car.